Hello everyone. Today, we're going to talk about the different weight classes and whether it makes sense to add more of them. This is an important topic, so let's break down the reasons why the UFC might want to add some new weight divisions. It's a big deal for the UFC, the fighters, and us the viewers as well. So let's jump right into it and take a closer look. First and foremost, let's talk about the weight cuts. One of the most compelling reasons for expanding UFC weight divisions is the issue of extreme weight cutting. It's a serious concern, and the visual evidence is undeniable. Fighters push their bodies to dangerous limits just to make weight. These weight cuts can have severe consequences on their health and overall well-being. Water is life, making up a significant portion of the human body. Depleting the body of water to such extremes is detrimental. For instance, the brain and heart are composed of 73% water, so just imagine someone who cuts 30-40 pounds, or in some cases even more. Dehydrating your body like that, over and over again for years is no joke, plus the damage they take in the fights. Let's just say, it's not a healthy lifestyle, especially long-term. Numerous fighters find themselves in a challenging position. They fall between two weight categories, making it hard to find their rightful place in the rankings. Even top fighters like Islam Makhachev, despite his success, endure strenuous weight cuts to compete in his current division.
Now you understand how important water.
Now Islam, he finish bike, like 15-minute run, 5-minute walk, and 3 round. Walk with bags, meets, and now he put towel on him, and he gonna lay down like 20 minutes with towel, making sweat his body, you know, and that's it. And on this point, he gonna cut for this training like 1 hour, 120 like this. He gonna cut like 5 pounds, and tomorrow morning he used to cut always like 4 pounds. We're doing this always like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We all the time have schedule, what we eat, when we sleep, how much weight exactly, like everything we write all the time.
Introducing additional weight classes, like the proposed 165-pound division, could provide a more suitable environment for these fighters. Colby Covington is an example from the other side though. He doesn't have to cut that much weight to 170, so he could easily drop down to 165 pound and feel more comfortable there, where he could challenge guys that are similar in weight on fight night and wouldn't be overpowered by competitors who gain 30+ pounds after weigh-in. Moreover, fighters like Stipe Miocic, who usually weighs around 240 pounds, might fit better in a 225-pound division. And the list goes on. A lot of people could benefit from this expansion. Reason number 2 is the evolving MMA landscape. In the past, there might not have been a sufficient talent pool to support more weight divisions. However, MMA has evolved into a globally recognized sport with a vast viewership. The UFC is rapidly expanding into smaller countries, resulting in a growing roster of fighters.
There isn't a country in the world where fights aren't happening. All over the world, fights are happening every weekend, and new talent is being created. In markets that we've just gone into, like China, we're going into India, and Mexico. What we do is we go in there first, and we have scouts that go in and scout talent. We have guys that go out and round up all the talent, and then we start training these guys. We get it set up to where these guys can start training. And the goal is to do Ultimate Fighter in every country. In Brazil, 11 million people watch The Ultimate Fighter every week. In Brazil, when we do a fight, 65 million people watch the fight. There's only 200 million people in the country. That's crazy.
The global average male weight, which typically falls between 155 and 175 pounds, which means these weight classes are the most stacked. By introducing new divisions at 165, 175, 195, and 225 pounds, everyone could find their place. Fighters from various martial arts disciplines, including judo, kickboxing, and wrestling, and many more are finding their way to the octagon, attracted by the financial opportunities that the UFC offers. Many of these fighters have struggled to earn a substantial income in their original fields, making the UFC an enticing prospect. With these new divisions, the aim would be to accommodate the influx of fighters from different backgrounds. ensuring they have a suitable weight class to showcase their skills. This expansion would not only benefit the fighters but also could enhance the fan experience. The expanded divisions could lead to thrilling matchups, as fighters would have more flexibility to move between weight classes. An open heavyweight division, free from weight cuts, could attract natural heavyweights and foster a division for the real giants, considering that many people weigh well above 265 pounds. Fighters like Ngannou or Derek Lewis both have to cut down to 265 pounds. Who does not want to see those in their true form?
I've never understood why heavyweight would have a cap. And the other side of the argument was you had guys that were eating themselves to success. You would have guys that were anything but athletic, that were winning world and Olympic medals or NCAA titles, specifically to the sports that have weight classes like wrestling, by example. There was a guy named Chris Anderson. Did very good in wrestling. And he couldn't wrestle very well. But he was an Olympic silver medalist. He was 400 and some pounds. You just simply couldn't move him around. It was one of these deals. And as a way of stopping somebody from eating themselves into success, which sounds like none of your business in the first place, they started to put caps. And they thought there was too big of a gap. And in all fairness, that's what heavyweight is. Right? I mean, that's what heavyweight is. If you're a big guy, you go with other guys who are also big guys, and off you go.
Why it may not happen soon. Statistical impact. One of the significant barriers to implementing these new weight divisions is the potential disruption it could cause to the existing statistics, particularly in the 170-pound division. The UFC meticulously tracks every detail of its fights, and altering the divisions may raise concerns about maintaining the integrity of the historical data. Retaining a comprehensive record of fighter accomplishments is crucial for the sport's legacy, and any changes need to be carefully considered to avoid diminishing the significance of past achievements. Potential for a talent shift. Expanding the divisions, particularly with the introduction of a 225-pound category, may inadvertently redirect fighters from the 225-plus division. This could result in fewer heavyweights competing in the higher weight class. While the idea of attracting some heavyweights to cut down to the 225-pound division is appealing, it may leave the 225-plus division underrepresented. This potential shift in talent could be a concern as it may lead to less depth and excitement in the super heavyweight ranks.
And it used to be called Unlimited, so I think when the kids on the underground are arguing that Unlimited should be brought back, who specifically are you talking about doing that for? If anybody specifically. Can you fill a bracket? I mean, it's one of the reasons that it's not going to happen. It's one of the reasons that these topics only exist on the internet, is because nobody has the follow-up answer, which is who's going to do it? Who exactly is being excluded that you're talking about here that has some kind of a skill set that should be able to showcase that skill set?
It's worth noting that the prospect of watching super heavyweights, regardless of their number, remains intriguing. Resistance to change. Change can be met with resistance, and the UFC, under the leadership of Dana White, has a history of being cautious when it comes to altering the existing structure. Dana White's conservative approach to maintaining the status quo has its merits in some cases, ensuring stability in the sport.
There's not going to be a 165-pound weight division or title fight, right?
Not only will there not, we did not ever discuss that with him, was never an option, never anything.
However, resistance to change might hinder the sport's evolution. While stability is valuable, exploring the potential benefits of these new divisions is an essential conversation for the future of MMA. The introduction of additional weight divisions needs careful planning. It's not merely a matter of designating new weight limits, it involves restructuring rankings, title hierarchies, and accommodating fighters who may need to transition to these new divisions. Such a process could be complex, time-consuming, and require a well-thought-out strategy to minimize any disruption to the sport.
If and when I ever leave, I mean, the UFC, like I said last night to Tucker, I mean, got a great team in place. Obviously, I hopefully have built a business that will last many, many years after I'm dead. The UFC will be very different when I'm gone. It'll be different, it won't go away.
But like you said, there's no near future plans in that.
No, I'm here.
unfortunately for you guys. I'm here to stay.